we're back in the Bronco. Last time we were vlogging in the Bronco, we were out at Ray Rocks. Everything went perfect. What's crazy is you can take like your vehicle like this, like a 23 Bronco that's basically all stock as far as suspension mods and stuff. Go out to Ray Rocks, have a great rip, and then drive this thing back home straight as an arrow right down the road. So that's wild. The only thing that happened to us was we blew out the tire, but I did get that tire replaced. So shout out to my buddy Dylan for selling the tire. We got kind of something special going on today, and we're driving the Bronco because we are going to go meet up with said friend Dylan, who works at Max Motors there in Richmond, local hometown dealership. That's where I was born and raised, Richmond, Missouri. Really cool to be doing something with the hometown dealership. So today we are on our way to go meet Dylan, and he has a 24 Bronco Raptor on the lot. It is blue in color, and I can't remember exactly what blue they call that. That may be Velocity Blue, I don't know, but it has like the wild graphics down the side though too. But I've never driven a Bronco Raptor before, and it has the exact same motor as my Explorer ST, the 3-liter EcoBoost. So they run substantially better. It is a bigger vehicle. The suspension is probably going to be night and day difference. We're not going to do anything crazy with it, just a little town driving. It is brand new. We're not trying to mess it up for anyone that's trying to buy that thing. So yeah, we're on our way to Richmond to Max Ford. Thank you, Max Ford, for letting us do this today. Thank you, Dylan, for hooking it up. And if you are interested in this Bronco Raptor that we'll be driving today, make sure you go to Max Ford, Richmond, Missouri, ask for Dylan. Dude's gonna hook you up. Okay, we just got here. We are in Richmond, Missouri at Max Ford. We're gonna meet my buddy Dylan. Wise up here. Dude is like top G salesman. I'm about to go down a rabbit hole, Bradley.
Okay.
Take a look at that Explorer Timberline real quick.
All right.
In your opinion, like, if that's the off-road model, what do you think about that yourself?
I think it looks really good. I just don't know if there's enough of a difference to justify the price increase.
Well, I wonder what the price is on that, I guess. I guess what I'm trying to say is my opinion. There's a few different variants of Explorers, and honestly, I think that one may be going out and trade for the trimmer option of Explorer. But here's my big thing with the Explorers. There's a few different models. You have your Platinum. I don't know if you can still get a King Ranch right now. Your ST, Timberline. But they're all so similar, right? So you have these different trim options and packages. Now that does have like a torsion rear differential, so that's actually function. Like that's a good functioning part on that thing. But I guess aesthetically, I feel like that Timberline, for example, needs to be sitting up higher. If I'm going to go get a Timberline Explorer to do off-road type stuff or adventure stuff with my family, give me a little bit more of a lift on that one. If I'm choosing the Ford Explorer for performance, I'm going the ST model. Lower that one a little bit more. Give me something different than a Platinum or an XLT. You know, give me a lower ride height, because if I'm buying the ST, I'm buying it for performance, handling, all those other things. Give me a little bit more of an aggressive exhaust option on the Explorer ST from the factory. I don't need it to sound just like a Timberline or a Platinum that is in complete silence. That's kind of where I'm at. I wish this set a little bit higher. Maybe it's some beefier tires on it, you know. I wish the ST set lower. And let's be honest, with the ST, we have proven without a shadow of a doubt that motor can handle substantially more horsepower from the factory safely and be perfectly okay. So I would like in the future to see an ST model come out with 500 wheel horsepower or 500 crank, whatever. Just more horsepower. They can handle it, they can take it. If you really take the time to design it, it'll be good. Look at what we've done so far. There's Explorers up there like 770 wheel horsepower on a stock 3-liter. So yeah, that's just my little rant on Explorers real quick and the different trim models.
That thing is sick.
That thing is so nasty. Wow. Dude, I cannot believe how nice the interior is in this Bronco Raptor. This thing is filthy nasty, and I mean that in the best way possible. I'm just grinning from ear to ear. Look at just like the random carbon fibre stuff all around here. You got it right there on the handle. The screen is absolutely beautiful. I mean, what more could you ask for in this Bronco right here? The screen in front is actually really big. So we're gonna go take a test drive in this thing and just see what it's like right off the bat compared to my Bronco, my Black Diamond that's over there.
Tyler's design. That's funny.
Dude, this thing is awesome. Yo, I've been 10 feet and I'm obsessed. So it does have paddle shifters, unlike my Bronco, where you have the select shift on the thing down here. This thing's nasty. I can't wait to get exhaust clips from this thing. I can't get over the stock exhaust. So, going back to what we were saying earlier about the Explorer and the ST, this is what it should sound like from the factory. There's no reason the Explorer ST shouldn't have this exact same active type exhaust on it that you can switch through. This thing sounds fantastic. Put it back in regular drive, let it shift itself, and just kind of cruise down the highway. Obviously, without saying, you know, it's going to be, this is noticeably smoother than my Bronco. I do have the stock Bilsteins though, which are good, really good off-road, good on-road, really does both really well, but this thing having the Fox suspension, unbelievable. And what's cool is I can use this button, unlike my Bronco, and I can put it in the off-road mode, or I can put it down in normal mode, where it's gonna be probably the spongiest, give you the what you would want on the highway or off the highway. In the exhaust, I can hit this button over here. Ooh, crispy. Nice. Being able to switch the exhaust like that, and then I can go back here to being quiet and hear nothing. There's still a little bit. That's pretty good. Let's check out some of these other buttons. Over here on the left side, this one's gonna adjust your steering. So right now it's in sport, so that the whole wheel feels a little bit tight and it's firm. So the slightest of movement is gonna send you one way or the other. Put it over here in normal and it really loosens up the steering wheel quite a bit. Makes it a little more good for maybe town highway driving, and then it gives you a spot right there in the middle. This one's comfort. That's probably gonna be their loosest setting, I would say. Mine is you. So this Bronco Raptor comes with active exhaust. So I'm going to show you what that means. We can, from this button right here, turn our exhaust quiet for the neighbors that don't really care about your loud exhaust or your vehicle. This is what quiet sounds like. One step up from quiet is normal. Normal sounds like this. From normal, we can go up to sport, and that sounds like this. And then personally, my favorite, the loudest one, Baja, which sounds like this. Dude, just got done with like the performance part of the video, giving it little beans here and there. Holy cow. You know, I knew they gave this thing the same motor as my Explorer, but they definitely gave it a little peppier tune though too, because even though this thing's got, what, 35-inch tires on it, Dylan? Does this thing have 35 or 37s? 37s on the Braptor. And this thing will spin them like it ain't no one's business. Not that I meant to, but kind of just did it. But performance-wise, this thing is... Listen to that thing. And this isn't a Bronco? Yo, the older generations that are kind of complaining here and there that this thing ain't got no V8 in it, who cares? Give me this one. It's pretty damn good. Sounds amazing. It really, really, really does. I'm not over exaggerating that one bit. When you open the exhaust up on this thing, it sounds fantastic. In fact, I'm gonna record some of that. Like a stock
ST,
Explorer?
yeah.
Like a stock Explorer versus this Raptor? Dude, that would actually be I would love to see that run. Man, I don't know. I think this thing would probably give a stock Explorer a run for the money, but also at the same time, it's been so long since I've driven a stock Explorer, I'm not too for sure. Sorry, I was trying to set the cruise control, and I think it's because of the settings I have it. Yeah, it's not gonna let me set it, but yeah, I don't know. It would be really interesting. I think the Explorer probably still get it out of the hole because this thing still has 37-inch tires that it's trying to move, but that would be really interesting. I think the tune-up on this thing's definitely more aggressive. They probably, if I were to guess, they probably put a better intercooler in this thing in stock form too.
So how do you think this would go against a 3.5 Raptor, like a Raptor truck at 150?
So those high output 3.5s that they stick in the Raptors, those come factory with like 450 horsepower at the crank. Probably weighs a little bit more. I don't know. I've never driven a Raptor though either. I don't know. I've never driven a second gen Raptor, or I don't think I've driven a first gen, second gen, third gen. I'd like to think this would keep up okay, but I think the F-150 Raptor would probably take it. It's got more horsepower. If they give this thing the same amount of horsepower, it would love its life perfectly okay. These 3 liters are able to handle loads of power, more so than the transmission. But you can get them built. We got little miniature built transmission in our Explorer ST.
Just from what I've noticed, the difference between this and your Bronco is just the immediate torque difference. You can definitely feel the torque.
It's loads more powerful. It's definitely, but also not complaining because the 2.7 that's in my Bronco, that's where this motor came from. It is a Borden stroked 2.7. That's all the 3 liter is, but the important part about that is that 2.7 was built from the ground up from Ford to be a boosted motor. It wasn't brought over. It wasn't an NA 3.5 that was brought over then to be boosted.
Well, that's what they had originally in the Fusion Sports was the 2.7.
Yes, that's a sleeper.
That's in the ST, in the Edge.
Edge ST. And really, the only thing the Edge ST is missing is transmission tuning, really. The 8-speed didn't really hit too well. If you were to have stuck a 10-speed under that Edge ST with the 2.7, you would have saw a very different ball game for Edge ST. A much bigger owner group, to be honest with you. So we've already done like the highway drive. We took it out there, trying to test the performance as well as we could, without running the holy hell out of it. So now we're just gonna do a little bit of in-town driving to see how it behaves just in town normal. And I would imagine with me behind the wheel, it's gonna be absolutely fantastic. It's gonna be perfectly fine. And I'll probably just make a lot of noise. Here we go. This thing's gonna be, if I had a month with this thing, I'd have it rigged with some aftermarket parts. We'd hear blow-off valves like crazy. We would even hear that exhaust open up even more. This thing is just bad though. Like, I love using the paddles if you can't tell. And what I love about these 10R60, 10R80 transmissions from Ford is that even though they're not a dual clutch transmission, it's very respectable how quick the shifts are. Come on. For a domestic non-dual clutch transmission?
That's actually fast.
That's
surprisingly fast.
I try telling people that. I've even posted videos out there, but of course all the people are like, oh, my 1999 BMW G-Shock blah 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 transmission, Zephyr shifted 20 times faster than that. And I'm just like, all right, well, give the Americans a chance. This thing was absolutely amazing. I'm thoroughly impressed with everything about this Braptor. We're in Richmond, Missouri up here at Max Motors. Shout out Max Motors for letting us do this with this Braptor. Shout out to my buddy Dylan Wise over here that's been selling cars for 4 years and absolutely kills it up here. Dylan, if somebody is interested in this car or any of these other cars in this parking lot, how can they get a hold of you?
The easiest way, Facebook. I'm on there all over the place. People buy cars, they share their pictures. Word of mouth for me is the best thing that works. My cell phone number, of course, 816-838-5003. Call in the store, ask for Dylan. I'll be the first one to help you out. The easiest place to purchase a vehicle. We deliver, we pick up, we try to make it as easy as possible. In and out. Every other place else, you're there 5 hours out of the day. Kind of a long process here. Get you in, make sure you like the vehicle, and we get you rolling out here. If you need anything, again, Dylan Wise, and I always say, when you buy a car, make the wise choice.
Here recently, I keep seeing on the Max Ford Facebook page that you keep somehow getting #1 salesman each month. A lot of these months, you're always on top. What makes the experience different when people come to buy from you here at Max Ford?
I try to streamline it as best I can. I know, like I said, sometimes buying a car is not the funnest process, right? It's either your car's been serviced, you have a bill, you need to upgrade, you need more space for kids, anything like that. I try to find really what you need, make it fit you. You're buying something to make your life easier, let me help you make that easier. Again, in and out, you know, we detail the cars, we gas them, whatever we need to do to help you.
I think you go about above and beyond for any customer, right?
Yeah,
As far as they need something delivered or picked up, or
I delivered a car to St. Louis, went out to Erie, Kansas just last month, just as local as Oregon. You know, she came up here, bought the car, needed to be detailed cleaned. I took it down the next day, picked her trade up, brought it back, and it was as easy as that. It should be a fun thing to buying a car. You should get what you want, and we're gonna make sure you get what you want.
Again, thank you to Max Ford here in Richmond, Missouri. This is where both me and Dylan grew up, went to school, graduated. So we know a lot of these people around here, so it's really nice for them to allow us to do this at the hometown dealership. This is basically really a dream come true for both me and Bradley behind the camera. So appreciate Max Ford. Bronco Raptor, amazing vehicle. If you guys are interested in something like this, come see Dylan.